Have you ever looked at your life and wondered, why am I still here? Maybe you faced moments so dark, so heavy that you questioned your purpose, your worth, even your existence. But let me remind you of something powerful today. You are alive for a reason. You're not here by chance. You're not breathing today by accident. There is a divine purpose behind your existence, and even if you can't see it yet, God can. This message isn't just a reminder, it's a wake-up call. Because if you're still here, then God's not finished with you, not even close. You are not here by accident. It's easy to feel invisible in a world that moves so fast, to question your worth when things go wrong, or to wonder if your life really matters. But the truth is, before you were even born, God had already written your story. He knew the exact day you would take your first breath. He knew the trials you'd face, the people you'd meet, the moments that would break you, and the ones that would shape you. You are not a mistake. You were created on purpose with purpose. Sometimes life can feel random. We lose people, we lose dreams, we lose ourselves. And in those moments, the enemy tries to whisper lies, telling you that you're just taking up space, that you're forgotten, that nothing will ever change. But God doesn't make accidents. He makes masterpieces. And you, yes, you are his masterpiece. You weren't placed on this earth to simply survive or go through the motions. You were placed here to live with intention, to walk in purpose, to reflect his light even in the darkest places. Maybe you don't feel qualified. Maybe you think your past disqualifies you. But listen, God sees the whole picture. What you call broken, he calls beautiful. What you see as weakness, he sees as potential. He chose you for this exact moment in time. Out of all the generations that have existed, God chose you to be alive now. That's not an accident, that's not luck. That's divine design. Even if it feels like you're wandering, even if you're unsure of your path, you're still part of God's greater plan. Every breath you take is evidence that he's not done with you. You're still alive because there's still more for you to do, more people for you to reach, more love for you to give, and more healing waiting on the other side of your yes to him. So don't let fear convince you that your life doesn't matter. Don't let the noise of the world drown out the whisper of God reminding you, you were made for more. You are here for a reason, and your very existence is proof of his purpose. Keep going. God's not finished. The pain you've gone through, the silent battles you've fought, the tears you've cried when no one was watching, none of it is meaningless. Every struggle you've faced has a purpose in God's greater plan. It may not always make sense in the moment. You might ask a why me, or a why now? But what you see as suffering, God sees as shaping. What feels like breaking is often building. He's not punishing you, he's preparing you. God never wastes pain. The trials in your life aren't just obstacles, they are opportunities. Opportunities to grow, to deepen your faith, and to become stronger than you ever imagined. Sometimes we want comfort, but God wants character. We want peace, but he's building perseverance. The struggle is not a sign that you've been forgotten. It's often a sign that you're being formed for something greater. Think about the moments that have stretched you, the seasons that brought you to your knees. Those are the very moments that God uses to birth purpose, because it's in the fire that gold is refined. It's in the storm that faith is tested and proven. If everything came easy, we'd never grow roots deep enough to weather the hard days ahead. And God knows what's coming. He sees beyond what we can see. That's why he allows some doors to close, some people to walk away, and some seasons to challenge us more than we think we can handle. But even when you're walking through the valley, you're not alone. God is with you, right there in the middle of the mess. He's holding you, molding you, and turning your pain into purpose. One day, the things that once hurt you will become the very things that help someone else heal. Your scars will speak hope to someone who thinks they're too broken to be loved. So when life gets hard, and it will, don't give up. Don't think it's all for nothing. Your struggles are not the end of your story, they are the beginning of something powerful. God is using it all to prepare you for the very reason you're still breathing. Keep trusting, keep moving. The purpose is greater than the pain. There will be seasons in life when everything feels uncertain, when the path ahead is hidden, when prayers seem unanswered, and when silence feels louder than hope. In those moments, it's easy to feel like God is distant. But just because you can't hear him doesn't mean he's not speaking. Just because you can't see the way doesn't mean he's not guiding your steps. God sees what you cannot. He sees the battles you don't talk about. He sees the tears that never fall because you've learned to keep them hidden. He sees the days you keep showing up even when your heart feels empty. And most of all, he sees the purpose behind every detour, every delay, every no you've received. We often think God's silence means he's forgotten us, but sometimes his silence is the space where he's working the most. God knows the future. He sees the dangers we can't predict. He knows which relationships will break us and which doors will lead us down the wrong path. So when things don't go the way we planned, it's not rejection, it's redirection. He's leading us away from what would harm us and toward what will grow us. That job that didn't work out, that opportunity that slipped through your fingers, that person who walked away, it might have felt like a loss, but it was God's way of protecting you. And even when you feel stuck or confused, trust that he's still orchestrating every detail. He is not a God of chaos. He is a God of perfect timing. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it never will. The delay is not a denial. It's a setup for something better than you expected. Sometimes the waiting is where God develops your faith the most. So don't let your limited view make you question an unlimited God. Just because you can't see the next step doesn't mean it's not there. Trust him when you don't understand. Trust him when it hurts. Trust that his plan is greater than your fear and his timing is worth the wait. Because while you're worried about what's next, God is already there, making a way. Keep walking. He's leading you exactly where you're meant to be. You might not realize it yet, but your life is a light, one that someone else desperately needs. Every experience you've lived through, every pain you've overcome, every time you kept going when it would have been easier to give up, it all matters. God doesn't just work in you. He works through you, your life, your testimony, your journey. It carries power. And someone out there is waiting to hear it. There's someone who's going through exactly what you've been through, feeling the same kind of pain, fighting the same kind of battles. They might not have anyone to lean on. They might be crying out for a sign, for hope, for just one reason to believe they can make it. And guess what? That reason might be you. The healing God gave you isn't just for you to hold on to. It's for you to pass on. Your story can be the spark that lights up someone else's darkness. We often think we need to be perfect to make a difference, that we have to have everything figured out, every wound healed, every mistake behind us. But God uses imperfect people to reveal his perfect love. He doesn't wait for you to be flawless. He uses your flaws to reach others who feel unworthy, unseen, unloved. Because when you speak from your scars, people see that healing is possible. They see that God is real, that he still moves, still restores, still saves. So don't hide your light out of fear or shame. Don't think your story isn't powerful enough. Every time you choose love over hate, faith over fear, purpose over pain, you shine. And that light travels further than you'll ever know. You might never see the full impact you have, but heaven does. God does. You're alive not just for your own journey, but to help others on theirs. Your life is a reflection of God's grace, his mercy, and his power to redeem what the world thought was lost. So be bold, be honest, be a light. Because someone somewhere is waiting for the hope you carry. Let God shine through you. Let your life speak louder than your words. You were never meant to keep that light to yourself. You may look at yourself and see flaws, weaknesses, and limitations, but God sees purpose, potential, and power. The truth is, you don't have to be the strongest, the smartest, or the most qualified. When God calls you, he equips you. Everything you need to fulfill your purpose is already inside you or on its way. He doesn't expect perfection, he simply asks for your willingness. We often compare ourselves to others, thinking, I could never do what they do, or I'm not gifted like them. But God didn't create you to be like anyone else. He created you to be you, unique, chosen, prepared for a purpose that only you can fulfill. He doesn't need you to have it all together, he just needs your yes. The very things you think disqualify you, your past, your fears, your failures, are the things he can use to show his power through your life. Think about the people God used in the Bible. Moses stuttered, yet God used him to lead a nation. David was a shepherd boy, yet God made him a king. Esther was afraid, yet she saved her people. Time and time again, God chooses the unlikely to do the extraordinary. Why? Because when you lean on him, his strength shows up in your weakness. It's not about what you can do on your own. It's about what He can do through you. You don't have to know every step. You just need to trust the one who's leading you. He will provide the opportunities, the resources, the strength, and the people you need at the right time. And even when you feel like you're not ready, remember, God doesn't call the ready, He calls the willing. And when you say yes to Him, He will make a way where there is no way. So stop doubting what God has placed in you. Stop waiting to feel good enough. You already have what it takes, not because of who you are, but because of whose you are. You are chosen, called, and equipped for your purpose. And every step you take in faith is a step closer to the life God designed for you. Just trust Him and walk in it. So many people wait for the perfect moment to start living their purpose. They wait until they feel more confident, until life gets easier, until everything makes sense. But the truth is that moment is now. Today is not just another day. It's a gift, and it's filled with divine opportunity. If you're still breathing, God is still writing your story. And He's waiting for you to take that first step. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't need a 5-year plan. All you need is a willing heart. God isn't looking for perfection. He's looking for obedience. That small step you're afraid to take, that dream you've been pushing aside, that conversation you've been avoiding, that calling you've been ignoring, it matters. And today is the day to stop running and start trusting. The enemy would love for you to keep waiting, to keep doubting, to keep playing small. Because the longer you delay your purpose, the longer others go without the light only you can carry. Someone needs your voice. Someone needs your kindness. Someone needs your strength, your encouragement, your presence. Your purpose isn't just about you. It's about the lives God will touch through you. You may feel unprepared, but God has already gone before you. He has aligned people, opened doors, and laid the foundation. But it all begins when you say, "Yes, God, I'm ready." Not ready with all the answers. Not ready with perfect confidence. Just ready to trust Him more than your fear. Don't wait until everything is perfect to live out your purpose. Don't waste another day thinking you're not enough. You were created for such a time as this. Right now, right here. This moment matters. Your purpose isn't waiting for tomorrow. It's waiting for your obedience today. So choose to begin. Choose to believe. Choose to walk by faith even if you can't see the full picture yet. God is with you, He's calling you, and He's ready to do something amazing in your life. If you'll just take that first step, you've made it through storms that tried to break you, walked through seasons that didn't make sense, and questioned your worth more times than you can count. But through it all, you're still here, and that alone is proof that your life carries purpose. You are alive for a reason, not by luck, not by accident, but divine design. God has kept you through everything for this moment. You may not see the full picture yet, but God does. He's been with you in the silence, in the struggle, in the waiting. Shaping your pain into purpose, your story into strength, and your life into a light that others need. And no matter how far you've fallen or how lost you felt, it's never too late to step into the reason you were created. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to say yes. Yes to trusting Him. Yes to walking forward in faith. Yes to believing that your life matters, because it does. So let this be the moment you stop doubting and start believing. Let this be the day you remind yourself, I am still here, and that means God is not finished with me. You are alive for a reason. Live like it.